Hey folks, we're joining the action in the top of the fourth here in Game 7 of the National League Championship Series of 2006 between the Mets and Cards. The pitchers for today are Jeff Suppan versus Oliver Perez. The score at this point in the top of the fourth is Mets 4 and Cards 2. Scott Rowland just singled up the middle, and there's nobody out. Rowland is at first, and we're going to see Yadier Molina coming to the plate. That's a 6-9. A 6-9 off Perez's card is a strikeout. 6-9 is a strikeout. We're using basic strat. That's what I like to use for these replays. Quick and easy. Avoid going to those extra 3 steps to get the same result. I find a lot of times it does give you a larger variety of results, which adds to the realism, I suppose. But in terms of what it costs me, in terms of time and effort, I sometimes just rather, stay with the basic games. Okay, so Ron Belliard is up. There's one away. There's Scott Rowland is at first in the top of the fourth inning of Game 7. It's a 3-7. 3-7 for Scott Rowland is a single 1-12 line out to shortstop, 13 to 20. And it's a 10, so it's a single. A single, and that's going to be the runner advances 1 base. And let's go to the pitcher, Suppan. The pitcher is a 3 batter, and we have our 3 batting card here on the side. We can put it on this side so we can see it. And Suppan with runners on first and second, you know what he's going to do? He's going to bunt. Better off bunting. It's a 7 on the bunt chart. Let's look at what that looks like. Batter is thrown out at first, runners advance, so it's a successful sacrifice. The second time he sacrificed successfully. And now there's the tying and the go-ahead. Actually, the tying run is at second base. And it's David Eckstein, the shortstop. David Eckstein has walked twice in this game. Once in the first and once in the third. Where's the white die? Okay, so it's going to be a 1-11 off Eckstein's card, and that's a pop-up, and that's Reyes calling for it, and that is the 3rd out of the inning, so the Mets get out of trouble in this one, but they do give up 2 hits, and at the end of 3.5, the score is 4-2 Mets. We go to the bottom of the inning for the Mets, and it's going to be Andy Chavez, Oliver Perez, the pitcher, and then the top of the lineup, Jose Reyes. Here's the pitch, and it's a 6 off Suppan's card. 6-2 is a pop out. This is Eckstein. Eckstein calls for it and makes the out. 1 away. And now it's going to be Oliver Perez. He's a 1 batter. A 1 batter is right here. Stuff's going flying. Okay, let's see what happens. It's going to be a 3-6. A 3-6 is a ground ball. Eckstein rifles it to first, and that's 2 away. And now it's Jose Reyes. Reyes 6-7 off Suppan 6-7. It's going to be a walk. Reyes walks, and Reyes is a double-A stealing. So I believe he is not modified. That's the best that you can be, and catcher modifications, I believe, don't come into play. Everybody else gets modified by the catcher's throwing arm except the double-A stealer. So we're going to run Reyes here. And it's an 11, so he's going to be safe. He's 1-17 safe. And he's going to steal second right away, not wasting any time. He's in scoring position for Paul LaDuca. It's 3 off Leduca's card. A 3-4 is a pop out to the second baseman, Belliard. He makes the call, and that is 3 away for the Mets. Mets leave 1 on that walk, and then a stolen base by Reyes. And we go to the top of the 5th. Still the score is 4-2 Mets. Okay, we're going to have Preston Wilson, Albert Pujols, and Juan Encarnacion batting against Oliver Perez. This could be a 2-6. A 2-6 is a strikeout for Wilson. That's a 6th strikeout for Oliver Perez in this game. Next batter is a 5-9. A 5-9. That ball is gone off Perez. Pujols gets a hold of that one and puts it up there into the upper deck. And now the score is 4-3, and Juan Encarnacion, it's a 5-5, and that's off Perez's card. 5-5 is a grounder X. We have our second baseman for the Mets is a 3, Valenti. So it's 18-3, and that's going to be a roll again. It's going to be a 12. A 12 is going to be a ground ball that he handles. He throws to first, 2 away. And Jimmy Edmonds. And 2-5. It's going to be a tying home run from 1 to 15. And then a double from 16 to 20. And it's 14. That ball is gone, and the game is tied at 4 apiece. Scott Rowland, 4-4 off Oliver's card. 4-4 is a shortstop X. That's a 4. 2. Reyes is a 2, and that's going to be an out. Reyes makes a nice play on that ball, hit up the middle, throws it over to first, and that's 3 away. But the damage has been done. 2 home runs given up by Oliver Perez in this inning, and that game is tied now. All right, we go to the bottom of the 5th. Carlos Beltran, Carlos Delgado, and then David Wright against Jeff Suppan. A 3-11. A 3-11 is a single 1 to 14, a line out to second base. That's a line out to second base for Beltran. 1 away. Carlos Delgado. Again, Suppan is off Delgado's card. A 3. A 3-7 is a home run 1 to 9. Otherwise, it's a double. And that ball is gone. The Mets take the lead. They regain the lead on a home run by Carlos Delgado. And it's David Wright coming to bat. The bottom of the 5th with 1 out. 6-3. So that's going to be off Suppan's card. 6-3 is a ground ball to the pitcher. Suppan is a 1, so it's 18-1. It's a roll again. And it's a 10 this time. It's going to be an error by Suppan. He bobbles the ball, and it allows David Wright to, hustling down the line, to reach base. So it's an E1, and Wright is at first. Sean Green, it's a 5-10. 5-10 is a line out to shortstop, 2 away. And Jose Valentin, it's a 3-9er. A 3-9er is going to be a fly ball to right field, and that's 3 away. But the Mets have taken the lead 5-4 on the solo home run by Carlos Delgado. So we go to the top of the 6th. It's going to be Molina and Belliard. And the Mets are going to bring in a reliever, Bradford. He actually pitched in this game, in this game 7. We're trying to use the original historical lineups. So Bradford is going to come in, And we're going to color him in as green here in the top of the 6th inning. He will pitch to the at least 3 batters. So it's going to be a 4-12. A 4-12 is a ground ball to second base. That's 1 away. Belliard. Say 4-5. A 4-5. A 6. A 4-6 is a strikeout. Strikeout for Chad Bradford. In this game, yeah. Okay, so it's gonna be Rodriguez. Rodriguez is gonna come, and John Rodriguez is gonna bat for Suppan. John Rodriguez is a 5-7. 5-7 off Bradford's card, and that's going to be a fly ball to center field. And that's 3 up, 3 down for the Cards. We're going to write in John Rodriguez for Suppan, top 6. And a new pitcher for the Cardinals is going to be Flores, Randy Flores. There he is, Randy Flores. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. It's going to be Chavez, the pitcher's spot, and Reyes. So it's a 4-7, 4-7. It's a 1-9 single. Otherwise, it's a line out to shortstop. Perez is up. I'm sorry, Bradford. Bradford, who is now in there, is up. And he's a 1 batting. He will bat for himself right here. It's going to be a 5-4. So a 5-4 off Flores. 5-4 is a ground ball second base. So 2 away. And Reyes, the top of the lineup. Say 2-12. A 2-12 is a ground ball to first base. First baseman flips it over to the pitcher covering, and that's 3 up, 3 down. We go to the top of the 7th. Bradford is still in there for the Mets. Say 6-12. A 6-12 is a fly ball right field. Eckstein hits a fly ball to right field. Easy out. Preston Wilson. Say 4-8. A 4-8 is going to be a single 1-12. Okay, guys, we're still here. Albert Pujols, the batter. There's 1 out in the top of the 7th. Chad Bradford pitching for the Mets. Preston Wilson hit a double, and it's Pujols. 6-6 off Bradford's card. 6-6 is a fly ball left field for the 2nd out of the inning. And 2 away now. That's a tying run at second base. The Mets are up 5-4 in the top of the 7th. Fill these in. And Juan Encarnacion against Chad Bradford. Say 3-4. 3-4 is a line out to shortstop. Reyes makes a nice diving stab to get that ball, keep it from going into the outfield, and making the out. So they Cardinals strand 1. They leave Preston Wilson on second base after the double, and after 6.5 innings of play, it's the Mets 5 and the Cards 4. Paul LaDuca against Randy Flores. Okay, so we're going to color in Flores yellow. We'll pitch to these three batters. Okay, let's see. Paul LaDuca, let's roll here. Say 1-2. A 1-2 is going to be a walk, so LaDuca walks. Beltran. Say 4-6. A 4-6 is another walk. And Delgado is coming up. And it's a 3-7. A 3-7 is a home run 1-9 and a double. It's going to be a double, an 18. A 3-7 is a double, and that will score LaDuca for sure, and Beltran is going to try to score. At least one RBI there for Delgado. And let's see, Beltran is a 1-17 running. And it's a 17, and he's safe at home. So the Mets get some insurance runs here and break the game open a little bit. Now it's 7-4 Mets with a huge 2-run double by Delgado, who's actually 3 for 3 in this game. He's got a home run in the fifth, a single in the third, and a walk. So he's reached base every single time. And it's going to be a new pitcher for the Cards. The Cards are going to go to Wainwright. Randy Flores was definitely had an off day, that's for sure. Okay, David Wright with a runner on second base against Adam Wainwright. Say 2-9, a 2-9er, and that's a strikeout. So one down. Adam Wainwright comes in and throws a curveball right by the shortstop. And runner out going to second. Okay, so that's a 6-3. 6-3 put out, and Delgado goes to third. And now we have Valentine. Jose Valentine against Wainwright with 2 outs. 5-8. It's a strikeout. So Wainwright comes in, gets the Mets 3 up and 3 down, but the damage has been done. The Flores walked 2, and Delgado hit a 2-run double, and now the Mets are up 7-4. So 2 runs on 1 hit. 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we go to the top of the 8th inning. Gonna get a new pitch for the Mets. New pitcher for the Mets. Heilman. Heilman pitched in this game 7. And he's going to come in there. See how he does. Aaron Heilman to take over for Bradford. And we're going to mark him down as blue. He'll go at least 3. Have to sharpen these babies. Okay, so we have Heilman. 1N, not like the mayonnaise, 1N. And he's going to be in blue, so we're going to color him in blue. Finished coloring in Bradford. Did a decent job. Only gave up 1 hit in the 2-inning stint, struck out 1, no walks. Okay, so we're going to go to Jim Edmonds batting here in the top of the 8th inning. The Mets are leading Game 7 by a score of 7-4. This is Game 7 of the National League Championship Series, which the Mets lost in actuality. The Mets actually had a much better record. I think they won. They were 15 plus on the Cards in terms of wins in that year. So this was a real shocker when the Cards ended up winning it. So here we go with Edmonds against Haleman. And 2-4. 2-4 is a ground ball back to Haleman and 1 away. Scott Rowland singled in the 4th inning. He's 1 for 3 today. That's a 4-8. A 4-8 is off Heilman's card. 4-8 is a walk. So Heilman gives up a walk to Scott Rowland. Yadier Molina. It's a 6-7. A 6-7 is going to be a ground ball, second base X. So an 18-3. Let's roll again. 15. It's an out. No runners on base. -4. If no runners are forced, runners hold. With one or more runners forced. So I guess it's a force play. It's going to be 4-6. Force play. And it's going to be Belliard now. Belliard against Heilman. 3-2. 3-2 is a fly ball. Right field. Sean Green calling for it. And that's 3 away here in the top of the 8th inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Bottom of the 8th inning, and we're going to see Chavez against Wainwright. The pitcher spot. Okay, and that's a 2-4. 2-4 is a strikeout. So Andy Chavez strikes out. And it's going to be the pitcher spot. And that's going to be all. We're going to see a pinch hitter here. We're going to see a pinch hitter for Heilman in the bottom of the 8th. And then we're going to see Billy Wagner coming in. We're going to see Cliff Floyd. Cliff Floyd is going to pinch hit. So we're going to put Floyd in there. I'll write him in here. Floyd for Heilman. Bottom of the 8th. You get a B. See what happens with him against Wainwright. So it's a 6-8. It's a walk. So Cliff Floyd does his job and gets on base. And we're going to see Jose Reyes now. Say 3-10. A 3-10 is a pop-up to the first baseman Pujols. And that's 2 away. And now Paul LaDuca. Paul LaDuca had a nice 2006. He batted .318 with 5 home runs and 49 RBIs in the second slot. That's a 4-9. A 4-9 is going to be a strikeout. So LaDuca goes down on strikes. And that's the 4th strikeout for Wainwright. And the Mets do not score in the bottom of the 8th inning. And we go to the top of the 9th. The Mets closer, Billy Wagner, is going to come in to see if he can shut down the Cards offense. The score is 7-4 right now. Going to have the pitcher spot. Eckstein and Wilson in the top of the 9th. The last chance for the Cards. And we're going to get Billy Wagner. Billy Wagner is going to be in red. And we're going to have a pinch hitter for the Cards, Taguchi. Taguchi's going to come in to pinch hit. If we can track him down, find out where he is. Taguchi. There we go, Taguchi. Okay, Taguchi against Billy Wagner. It's a 5'11". 5'11". It's going to be a ground ball, third base X. And right is a 3, so that's 14 on a 3, and it's going to be a one base error. So right boots it and allows Taguchi to get on first base. There's nobody out, and David Eckstein is the batter. That's going to be a 2-5. A 2-5 is going to be a single. Runner advances 2 bases. So it's the Cards have their first 2 runners on, and they're making it interesting. They're not going down without a fight, that's for sure. Here we got Preston Wilson, runners on first and third, nobody out. Billy Wagner, and it's a 5-7. A 5-7 is a single and an RBI, and Eckstein stops at second. So it's 7-5 now, and there's still nobody out. Runners on first and second, Albert Pujols. It's Billy Wagner against Albert Pujols. And it's a 2-6 off Pujols' card. A 2-6 is a pop-out. A pop-out to Reyes, and that's the first out. Now it's Juan Encarnacion as the go-ahead run. The tying runs are on base on first and second. Juan Encarnacion. And that's a 5-8 off Wagner's card. A 5-8 is a strikeout, so Encarnacion goes down on strikes. So there's 2 away. So the Cards are down to their last out of the season. The tying run is at first base in Preston Wilson, and it's Jimmy Edmonds. Jimmy Edmonds. Can't get more exciting than this, folks. This is a real nail biter here. And it's 4-11. 4-11 is going to be a fly ball to left field to Chavez, and it's an X. And we're going to see what that is. An 11. Chavez is a one fielder. He's one of the top fielders on the Mets outfield. And so that's going to be a 1-11 is an out. Chavez makes the catch, and the ball game is over, and the celebration at Shea Stadium begins. The Mets have corrected history by winning the National League Championship Series in 2006, and now they go on to the World Series. And that's it. A very, very exciting game. The Mets win it 7-5. And that was 2 hits here in the top of the 9th. Scored 1 run on 2 hits and the error. So Billy Wagner basically got himself out of a serious jam after giving up 2 singles. He had the tying run at first base, and he got Pujols to pop up, struck out Encarnacion, and got Edmonds, the heart of the Cards order, to fly out to medium right field. And the Cards had 5 runs on 8 hits, and one error. The Mets had 7 runs on 8 hits, and two errors. And that's it for the 2006 replay. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment. The next series I'm going to be playing is the Mets 1988 National League Championship Series against the Dodgers. And you'll be seeing people like Brian Holt for the Dodgers against players like Greg Jeffries for the Mets. So that's going to be an exciting series, and I should get started with that in a little bit. Just got to do a little research on the series, and then create the lineups cards, and put all this other stuff away here. And we're going to move from Strat to their competitor Appa. A little bit different, but it was a lot of fun getting to know Strat. It's a great game. It's a fun game, and thanks for tuning in, guys. And I will talk to you soon. Take care now.